Oh my God, that's a dead body.
I know.
Those are dead body fingers. They're stiff.
This is a health hazard.
Welcome back, everyone, to And Just Like Yap. I am Andi.
I'm Caroline.
This episode was bonkers and made me really, really angry at Ryan Murphy. Let's jump right into it.
Yeah.
The episode opens. Dina is stoically sitting at her vanity in front of the mirror, putting on her creams. She's sad because Doug has just passed. That's why we know she's sad. What we don't know is that Doug's body has not left the bedroom. And at first I was like, wait a minute, maybe this is a flashback. Maybe we've gone back a few days.
Right.
And Doug's still alive. Then she gets into bed with him and she starts touching his fingers. And I'm like, oh my God, that's a dead body.
I know.
Those are dead body fingers. They're stiff.
They're rigor mortising.
The rigor mortis.
I had multiple questions here. One, is Ed O'Neill just laying in the bed? Or have we, done a prosthesis of his body?
I do not know. And I had that question multiple times throughout this. Like, is Ed O'Neill now playing Doug's corpse for the entire episode? And therefore, is he, having to go into this makeup trailer in the morning to get progressively more, pallid and dead?
Here I did some reading. I was like, how long can we just, have a dead body out?
Great question. Great question. What did we find out?
So we found out, they said a body should only be out for up to 24 hours without being refrigerated.
Oh.
Well, because, okay, here was what I thought timeline-wise. I was like, did this just happen? But I did wonder, I was like, okay, here's the thing. Dead bodies smell very quickly. A lot of things that come out of the body.
Yes, we are potentially ruining a very expensive mattress.
I had the same thought. I was like, Casper better be getting on the line. I was like, if Dina is not getting rid of the mattress after this, that would be bad. Someone, Nisi, do your work, get in there, switch out the mattress without Dina knowing.
She's like, you really do need a manicure, LOL.
Oh my God.
Yeah, from a mortician. But still gorgeous, though, and she kisses him on the head and goes to sleep next to a dead body. Dina's lost her mind a little bit with grief, which is, understandable. But we head back to GRG.
Here she is.
We are back in the library lunch rotunda. And Liberty is here. Again, I guess she still works here. And Liberty is upset because Emerald and Allura both spoke to Dina last night, but when Liberty called, she was turned away.
Also, they mentioned several cases Dina was working on. So I was like, okay, so Dina is working at the firm.
Correct, yeah. She just works here now.
Yeah. And I also thought this was, okay, where is this turn coming from? Because until this point, everyone has loved Liberty. So I'm like, where is this turn coming from that suddenly she's insecure around everyone and they're not talking to her? I was like, I don't know where this is coming from.
I mean, this is a thing this show has done so many times this season.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to Allura. All of a sudden characters are always being like, you shine so brightly that there's no room for me. And you're like, Kim Kardashian's kind of just sitting there. So I don't know what you're talking about.
Right.
Yeah. So this show likes to pull those things out that these resentments that have not been even remotely obvious to the viewer have been harbored. And Laura's like, don't do your insecure thing. So we are aware that maybe this is a recurring thing with Liberty. And this just made me laugh. She was like, no matter how hard I try, I'll never be in the American sisterhood thing you guys got. Okay, the American sisterhood is just that you're constantly in fear of your rights being taken away. That's the sisterhood. And you live here, so you're in it.
Yeah, if you have your citizenship here, babe, it's in constant fear of wow, can I afford a mortgage? Can I have a credit card? Do I, get to choose what I want? It's so, This is so strange. I also had a thought, I don't know why it's the first time I thought about this with them sitting in the library. Do you think they have touched any of the books in this library? Or are they all aesthetic?
No, they don't read these books. Okay, so then Liberty gets to the crux of what's bothering her, which is that she was not at the infamous hearing that happened for Allura's divorce because she was across town, stuck in arbitration, as they've said several times. And she's very upset that that was the day that they did that. She had a right to be there. She's a partner in the firm. And they're like, it was Carr. Carr wouldn't reschedule. We told you this. It's not because we don't like you and are trying to leave you out. Then we smash cut right to, we've seen Dina's house from the inside. We haven't seen it from the outside. This is a crazy house. This is an enormous house.
It looks like a Tuscan vineyard. I was like, where is this? Like, how many acres is this? How many millions of dollars?
So the girls are already fighting as they arrive, Carr and Liberty.
Yeah.
They're sharing spars. Well, if it isn't Mary Poppins' evil twin. They're basically both competing for Dina's attention here. Mm-hmm. Carr's like, well, Dina was my mentor long before you even came to this country. And Liberty's like, well, I was recruited, you were rejected. So I don't think we've seen this quite yet, but it seems like maybe one of the main points of beef between Carr and GRG isn't necessarily that they left her out. It's that Allura and Emerald chose Liberty as opposed to Carr, is kind of what I'm sort of starting to see take shape.
I know. It's like, again, we need more flashback context because I feel like we're missing a big piece of the lore of GRG and Carr.
So they get to Dina's door, and it turns out Liberty has brought a homemade shepherd's pie, her mother's recipe, and Carr has brought ZD compliments of Richard Irving at the Ivy. Do you know what the Ivy is? I'm assuming it's a fancy restaurant in LA.
It's like a well-known, seen and be seen kind of restaurant.
Got it. Carr refuses to learn that the housekeeper's name is Esperanza and calls her two different names that are not Esperanza because Carr is rude and doesn't give a fuck. Dina is completely out of it. I will say kudos to her for having her full hair and makeup done in this time when she's also sleeping next to a corpse. And Liberty is giving her a hug. And then of course Carr comes over and gives her a hug. Dina is stone-faced the entire time. They're like, oh, we brought you ziti and shepherd's pie. And she's like, Dougie taught me how to make a perfect omelet. And there it is. And it does look really good.
That's a good-looking omelet.
I also appreciate that she said, thank you both for your casseroles, which is I know, as someone living in the Midwest, not an insult, but I assume in LA calling food that someone brought a casserole is kind of insulting.
It's a nice dig. I will say also, I was like, justice for Esperanza for having to deal with all of these insane rich people. I was like, whatever she's getting paid, and she needs to be getting paid quadruple, especially, she's cleaning that bedroom and she's having to clean around that dead body.
Oh my God, I didn't even think about that.
Turn-down service?
Yeah, turn-down.
Move the body a little bit to adjust the pillows.
Fluff the pillow behind his heavy head. Oh my God. Oh God. Oh, poor Esperanza. Dina's like, I'm just going to eat this omelet. And they're like, well, you shouldn't be here alone. She's like, I'm not alone. I'm with him. And they're like, oh, yeah, well, what do you mean by that? And then they realize what she means by that. I love this little Scooby-Doo shot of them peeking around the corner of the bedroom to confirm that Dina is indeed having an omelet next to a corpse, which makes me want to throw up.
Here's what I'll say. Make sure that I am cremated immediately. My dead body does not need to be hanging around longer than 30 minutes. No one deserves this. We only want to be remembered at our hottest. I don't want to be remembered as rotting. I want to be remembered as being plotting, being hotter, because we are only getting hotter.
Hotting and thotting, not rotting.
Yeah.
The gals are taken aback by the fact that there is indeed a dead body here. They come further into the room, which is more than I could say for myself. I think at this point I would be like, you know what?
The smell!
Yeah.
It's been 12 hours.
Yeah. And it doesn't look like the windows are open. It doesn't look like we've got I don't know, flowers or anything around to sort of distract from that smell. Liberty's like, this is not healthy, to have him still here. And Dina goes, it's called a wake. No, it's not.
Okay. If we're talking about Egyptian times when they embalm the body and things like that, when they put it in the, what do they call, not a
sarcophagus?
A sarcophagus, yeah. We're embalming them and mummying them. But again, nothing has been done to treat this body. This is not a wake. This is a health hazard.
No, I've watched every season of 6 Feet Under, okay? I'm well aware of the things that need to happen.
And I've seen Phaedra Parks on Real Housewives of Atlanta get certified to be a mortician.
It's not a wake. A wake is where the body has been, you know, taken and cleaned up, fixed up a little bit. You put it in a coffin. You let everybody come see it. You're just sitting in a room with your dead husband. Like, this is not what a wake is. And she's like, people have been doing this for centuries.
No.
And she goes on to be like, no, this is fine. It's just been a day and he's not decomposing. Girl, yes, he is.
Delulu, the Delulu is in the room with us. Your husband is dead. DEA dead.
Yeah, DEA dead.
Dina.
Yeah, no, he is decomposing. Biologically, he is already decomposing. Anyway.
Oh,
and
no.
then,
oh, no.
Okay, I was already angry at Ryan Murphy. This is when I lost my shit entirely. Because I was like, what the fuck is going on? Carr immediately is like, I totally understand what you're going through, Dina. Like, needing to keep this dead body around. It reminds me of my pussy. Which she then confirms is her childhood cat, who is named Mrs. Pussy, who died of feline AIDS, and goes on to then spout off a number of pussy jokes.
Yeah.
That just totally, I was like, what's happening here?
I know.
What are we doing? Totally, Ryan Murphy. I don't understand Carr's motivation for doing this. I don't understand Dina's reaction to it in a minute. But yeah, she's like, I had this cat that died named Mrs. Pussy. My mom was like, the cat's dead. Stop playing with your pussy. And even when my pussy started smelling really bad, I couldn't let go of my pussy. I did not understand what the fuck was going on here. Like, because it seemed like Carr was doing all of this. I guess it was maybe to get a rise out of Liberty. Like, I think maybe she recognized that Dina was catatonic and that she was going to be able to really just go for it, and that, like, Dina wasn't going to see through it, but Liberty was going to be pissed off by it. This was such a weird scene.
It was weird.
I don't know. It seemed like they had a lot of fun in the writer's room, and then, like, nobody was like, maybe we don't do this.
Yeah.
But yeah, Dina, for some reason, is like, I totally... Thank you for understanding where I'm at after that crazy speech.
It's so strange. This is where, okay, one of my two big theories, I think, for the rest of this season, coming from, like, this, my first theory, the other one we'll get to later, but it feels like Carr is trying to push Liberty out so she can get her spot at the firm. So I'm wondering if we're building towards a role reversal and Liberty is going to become Carr and Carr becomes Liberty.
It does seem like that is happening. I do think it's interesting, though, that she's trying to go through Dina, who isn't technically a part of the firm, but I guess has a full caseload there. I don't know. Dina's like the mother hen of all of this. So, like, I guess that makes sense. I don't know. This was just confounding to me. I was like, tonally, I don't understand what's going on at all. And which is often my problem with Ryan Murphy shows.
I know.
That's often my problem. I'll be watching them and I'll be like, this is a pretty serious topic. The Menendez brothers, you know, being abused by their father and then killing their parents. But, like, it's also, like, campy and fun. What are we doing?
I know.
It
doesn't make any sense.
So Liberty's like, let's get out of here and let's let Dina continue to sit with her dead husband. And Carr was like, I'd like to stay. Carr sees the opportunity and decides to take it, decides that she can withstand being in the room with a dead guy. Dina's like, I'd love for you to join me in sitting next to my dead husband. Thank you so much. And then, of course, Liberty exits on, I'm just going to be trying to scrub the words crusty pussy from my brain. Same Liberty, same. Allura decides to meet up with Chase at a bar.
Girl, don't do it. Don't do it.
Really pissed me off. At first, she tells the bartender, like, I'm not having any alcohol tonight. I want to keep a clear head. Chase, of course, is like, oh, hell yeah. Like, she wants me back. And she's like, not so fast. I have our divorce papers to sign. And he was like, why did you, like, want to do it this way and, like, meet up? And she was like, Doug's death has given me a new perspective. I've seen a lot of people go through horrible, shitty divorces where they end up hating each other and, like, they take these resentments to their grave. I don't want that to be us. So she's like, so I have two things that are going to help us. One, lots of paperwork, LOL. And then two, she steels herself takes a breath and says, I forgive you, Chase Monroe. And then she decides she does want some tequila, and they start having a good time at this drinks, which don't do it.
I know. And she's about to talk about it in a second about like how he has like a sex addiction. This man is allegedly a quarterback.
Yeah.
And now what I've known from any major sex athlete scandals that happen, there's PR that gets involved.
Yes.
There's like the head of like the owners of the team.
Oh yeah.
How has he not been to rehab? How has he not like had to take any accountability, like a 2-week paid leave, like stuff like that? Just like we've sort of removed ourselves from like his position on the team. It's fascinating.
Oh, Chase's career as an NFL quarterback is only theoretical in this show. We have not seen any actual evidence. So then, of course, Chase is like, why couldn't it be like this all the time? You know, the classic thing that shitty people do.
After when they're like, up.
Yeah, they're like, I don't understand. Why couldn't we have just, like, had a chill time at a bar throughout our entire marriage? And she's like, no, some benefits are only reserved for friends. We're not getting back together. And he's like, you're biased. I still have hope. And she's like, you do know you have a sex addiction, right? Like, love, sex, intimacy addictions are real. Like, you are aware of that, correct? And that you, like, have to do something about it. And of course, because he's a fucking idiot, he's like, well, I don't even know. What do I do?
Oh,
and she was like, make amends, like, do the AA thing, like, come clean, ask for forgiveness. And he's like, well, I don't have a list of all the people I've slept with. Thank God for Emerald, because Emerald put together a list of all the people you slept with. And they show the list later. It's got, like, names, emails, phone numbers, addresses, like...
Oh, it also had, like, underneath... Because I took a pause to, like, look at it. It was, like, would be willing to come out on the stand. Like, there was, like, notes underneath that to make, like, a statement and stuff like that. That I was like, Emerald... Whenever Emerald is getting paid, it needs to be, much like Esperanza, the E-names on this show, they need to be getting paid, like, quadruple what they're getting paid. Because the amount of work they're doing is incredible.
As usual, we were making it way, way, way too easy for this man. Just handing him his homework assignment, handing him his worksheets, and then we are back at the Standish morgue. Carr is like, sorry, Liberty, you can't come in because Miss Standish isn't receiving visitors from the planet Coos. And so she rejects Liberty, who came with a big bouquet of flowers.
I thought they were ugly flowers.
They are ugly flowers. This was funny, though. She says, and please change your hairstyle. Just to be mean, just to offend her. Poor Naomi Watts has to say the line, propping up Dina's lunacy with all your pussy talk. She then says something like, and he's up there like rotting compost.
I know, the way she said compost, I was like, this is such a crazy way to pronounce that, but I guess Australian.
Well, I think Liberty is supposed to be British in this show, but Naomi Watts is Australian, and so I think we're having some accent and dialect conflict here. So we landed on... Yeah. Of course, Carr can't resist hurling even more insults at Liberty. Again, this is why, like, we haven't seen this yet. There seems to be, like, a main conflict between these two specifically. Because, let's remember, Carr didn't want to do the hearing when Liberty was available.
Right.
So there's something extra going on between these two. So she calls Liberty a second-rate menopausal Princess Diana wannabe, and then to add insult to injury says, I'm still getting my period, by the way. I know that stings. I'm not saying that, like, I'm excited for menopause, but, like, whenever in TV and film they're like, aren't you jealous I still have my period? I'm like, I don't think so. I don't think so.
No, I have an IUD. I haven't had a period in, like, 8 years, and I'm elated about it.
I know.
The only relief it is like when you're in your 20s and you, like, if you are dating around, you're like, oh, thank God. But
yeah,
like,
you're not pregnant. Yeah.
Yeah, like, literally that's the only time you are grateful for a menstruation. But then after that, you're like, oh, now I gotta deal with my period. And it's like,
yeah, it's
a whole thing.
Liberty's like, well, you'll never have a seat at the GRG table. And Carr, her face immediately turns to stone.
I know.
And is like, well, time will tell, won't it? Might even be your seat. So this confirms your theory that you started building at the beginning of this episode, that, like, Carr is trying to usurp Liberty and get back into the firm. And then Carr also mentions, by the way, like, people who are on Dina's periphery can pay their respects tomorrow at a little gathering she's throwing at the house. Dina is like, who's at the door, Carr? And Carr's like, just some old bag and a cape.
I was like, that's me in 40 years.
Yeah. I can't wait. Okay, so now we get this crazy montage.
With man-child.
Yes. Thank you, Sabrina Carpenter, for the Song of the Year. We saw this used effectively in Love is Blind Season 9 with Joe walking out of his tux fitting. We're getting it again with Chase on his apology tour. He has a car full of flowers that he literally just piled up, just piled up in the passenger seat and is just yanking him out while he does all of his apologies. Some choice favorite moments from this. I'm sorry that I had sex with your twin sister and then that I called you her name while he's getting a massage. Sorry about the time I asked you to put your pinky in my hole. He gets lightly waterboarded at the hair salon. It seems like he was like really just having sex with everybody, everywhere, all the time.
Okay, which I had like so many questions. Like, did he cheat on Allura with this many people while they were married? Okay, then I was like, actually, I'm shocked she had no infections or anything of this. Because I was like, it wasn't like 10 people, like 5 people. It was like,
it was a lot.
On 20. There was like a lot of people on there. I was like, that's just like a shocking number to put. I don't know, if I were her, I'd be like, yeah, he put me at like such risk for like any health, like sexual diseases.
Yeah, seriously. Continuing the apology tour. Sorry, I fingered your aunt at your birthday party. Oh my God. And then our last,
my favorite.
I know. Our last shot, someone running back out of her home after him to throw the flowers at his car and scream, "Fuck you, motherfucker." And then we get more of a moment of this apology where Maria comes over to Chase's and knows immediately when she is presented with flowers that like something is up and is like, oh wow, shit. And then I love this. Maria sees that there's a table laid out and it just goes, okay, let's do this, because she knows like, exactly what's coming.
For sure. And I was like, oh, this Fran Fine coated outfit that I loved so much. I was like, I need this in my wardrobe. I don't know why I don't own this already. The leopard print blazer and like the mini chic.
It's really, really cute. Chase is apologizing. Chase like, I know I made you feel used. And we actually have already seen this exact scene between the two of them before, where Maria was like, don't worry about it. It was transactional. I understand. Not that it's bad to see again, but like, again, this show just keeps going in like weird repetitive circles. And Maria's like, it sucks, but it's not your fault. It was a transactional relationship. And it was a good wake up call reminder that like life's not fair.
Which is like, it was interesting because like we then fully dropped off because the thing was she wanted like a public picture with Chase to legitimize, being trans. So I was like, okay, and now we're just sort of like, what was the point of having a trans character on this show? Yeah,
this moment made it feel like that whole arc was kind of empty and we're not going to get any sort of like satisfying resolution to that. I think we've done a really nice job these last several recaps of not just ragging on this show, because obviously there are a lot of problems, but there's also a lot of really good stuff in it. But this episode really pissed me off, I gotta be honest, because we've been giving this show a lot of grace, and there were a lot of moments in this episode where I was like, come the fuck on. Yeah, they could have done something really like cool and interesting with this plotline, but instead we just brought Maria back out to have the same apologetic conversation.
It's like, again, like, I'm glad that Hari Neff got a check, but it's like, it is like disappointing. It's like, then what is the point of like introducing a plot line like this in a time, especially when being trans is so charged, like in our culture and politically, and it just feels like, okay, then what are we, like, what's the point, like, here?
It's a missed opportunity for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so then Chase shows up back at GRG. I'm sorry, do they just let him in the building whenever he wants to be there?
Are we like turning him into like a Trojan horse feminist? Like, is that what's gonna happen by the end of the season?
I don't know. It just seems like we're doing like sitcom rules where like for some reason he's just always at GRG. Yeah, so he shows up at GRG just to brag like, hey, I almost finished all my math worksheets. And she's like, do you want a cookie? And he's like, listen, I do need help with the last one because the last one is Milan, of course. And Allura's like, I'll help you, but one of my conditions is like this agenda that you have that you and I are going to get back together. Like, stop. Yeah. It's not going to happen. And of course, he's like, well, nothing's written in stone. And she's like, how very Buddhist. But no, we are not getting back together. We are at the entry of the cervix hallway. And I urge you, do not go further down the vaginal canal with this man.
No, I know. Just keep it. Let's put like a little trap over it. Let's get what is it called? Not a girdle, a chastity belt. That's what you need.
I had to take this shot of Emerald entering the wake because first of all, she looks amazing. But secondly, she puts down this pile of boxes gifts to the right, which they're a gift. I've never gone to a funeral and brought a gift, but what do I know?
I got a lot of trauma at my mother's wake, so that's the gift I received.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a multimillionaire in LA, so like maybe I don't know the etiquette. The reason I took this screenshot though is Emerald puts down this stack of boxes next to an identical stack of boxes, which led me to believe, are we just being lazy with props and set dressing, or are we supposed to be like, oh, they all went to the same bakery you go to when someone dies and won't call the coroner?
And my thing is, if you're going to a bakery in LA, you're going to Porto's, and that's a yellow box, and that is not this. Porto's is like the bakery. When you come to LA, I'll take you to Porto's. It's like a Cuban bakery, and you get, the line is so long. They have like empanadas and the like cheesy like rice ball stuff. It's so good. And
then Emerald enters and is immediately greeted by foie gras and champagne. Once again, is this a wake? What's going on? Where are we? Why are we being so celebratory? I will say a big part of the Shivas that I have been to has always been a lot of food. There's a lot of eating. It's not as dour as you might think, because a lot of the purpose of a Shiva is to sort of like celebrate the life of the deceased and provide like comforting distraction for the people who are grieving. So like, sure. But yeah, of course, this just was not at all what Emerald expected. Carr looks like an extra from Death Becomes Her. Yeah. And is wearing this insane outfit and this insane hat with the veil, and says that the foie gras is actually truffle-stuffed foie gras mousse from Spago, which happens to be one of Dina and Dougie's favorite restaurants. So she's clearly been like going all out, prepping this wake. I mean, aren't you also a lawyer with a bunch of cases? Like, Chase is not devoted to his NFL career. These people do they not have more than they must have more than 24 hours in a day. I couldn't get this much shit done.
Well, I think when you have that tax bracket, you outsource a lot that we have to do day to day on top of everything else.
Yeah, I guess they're not emptying their own dishwashers. That's fair. Emerald is very impressed with this setup and is like, I gotta hand it to you. And we get like these moments between the two of them where like Carr and Emerald seem to be like in a good spot now post the divorce hearing, where they kind of like came together about how hard it is to, you know, be underestimated and be single mothers. Carr's like, she doesn't want to leave him, and Emerald's like, well, his memory will be with her forever. And she's like, no. You haven't been here. She's still with the fucking body. And this is where we get the obvious reference that we've all been thinking the whole time. It's like some fucked up Weekend at Bernie's situation.
It's funny, like, until this point, Carr has been, like, pretty level-headed about it. And it's like, now Carr has been here long enough that she's like, okay, this is weird and I need help with this. Also, I feel like the costume designer did a very, like, pointed thing with Emerald's outfit. I was like, is this like a tribute to Dina? Because she's got the pussy bow on and the suit. So it is like she's wearing like Dina cosplay to the wake. Yeah.
Absolutely. And the sunglasses too. They're like Dina's reading glasses. Oh, yeah. Like rhinestone aviators. Emerald's like, you're not serious. She's not upstairs with a corpse for 3 days. And Carr's like, yeah, she is. And now I feel like I really fucked up. So 2 days ago when she was like, it's fine, let's just let her grieve the way she wants, and I'll get in her good graces that way. Now she's like, okay, now we've gone too far. Now I'm starting to smell things. Things are starting to ooze. Now we've fucked up a really nice duvet cover. Like,
the whole bedroom needs to be burned.
Yeah, that whole wing of the house is starting to smell bad. Like, now it's bad.
Yeah.
And she says to Emerald, like, thanks for saying I did a good job with the wig. Like, I don't get to hear that from you guys very often.
Yeah.
And Emerald's like, sometimes it's the single mothers who got to roll up their sleeves and handle the messy shit. Again, Carr is taking every opportunity to, like, stay in Emerald's good graces. And, you know, Emerald's a nice person overall. So is taking that bait. It seems both genuine but also obviously strategic. So Emerald's like, all right, Liberty tried it, Carr tried it, let me try it now. She goes upstairs. Okay.
And I'll say also, like, I remember because we had the, like, after service at my aunt's house for my mom's thing. I remember there was a secret room in their house that I knew no one would find me in because I could not. It was like 2 hours of like people just coming up and talking to you.
Oh, I'm sure.
And I went to this room, and then where I hid for like 2 hours with my best friend and her husband, and it was like, oh yeah, this is like what you want, because you're like, I don't actually want to talk to all these people.
No,
so I respect this of like, yeah, I'm actually hiding up here with the dead body because I don't want to talk to any of these people.
No, of course not. There's, like, really nothing worse in that situation than having to, like, I don't know, perform your grief and perform being comforted by people that, like,
you've never spoken to.
Emerald goes upstairs and finds Dina looking through a binder of photos from their Japan trips. And Emerald's like, why don't we have a chat away from the deceased? So they head into this beautiful study that we haven't seen yet. I like that they are continuing to remind us exactly how much time has passed, because I feel like for me, I was distracted the whole time being like, how many days has the body been rotting in, like, I don't know, 70-ish degrees in the home? Like, how many days?
Unless she's like, hey, Esperanza, we're keeping like 32 degrees Fahrenheit temperature in the home.
Yeah, Esperanza, I need you to go out and get as many bags of ice as possible. And then when you do turndown service, mop up any goop and then put the ice down. Yeah, so she's like, it's been 3 days. Tomorrow's going to be 4 days. Dina's like, I'm going to keep doing this until I'm ready. Like, my grief process is what it is. And Emerald's like, I really don't think you're thinking clearly. Maybe we should talk to a doctor and get him to prescribe you something so that you can calm down. And again, because we have Glenn Close, we get an epic freak out moment that she's like, I've been in control my whole life. Don't you think this is the one time that I've earned the right to be out of control? And like, fair.
Valid.
Fair. And she was like, nobody gets to tell me it's time. You don't get to tell me it's time. Nobody else gets to tell me it's time. I will decide when it's time. And then, of course, she breaks down in Emerald's arms, finally, accepts the comfort that is being offered to her. This was outrageous. Liberty comes in with a trio of bagpipers because Dina had previously said that Dougie was Scotch-Irish. So she comes in with this trio of bagpipers. She looks insane in this hat. She looks so smug and self-satisfied. She has really sunk to Carr's very, very low level here. Very, very weird. Dina's obviously pissed about this. She was like, the man wouldn't even wear Burberry because he hated plaid, and now he's supposed to be Braveheart. Glad that Dina has kept her sense of humor, I guess. And then I love this. Emerald gives Liberty a little face like, what the fuck, man? Allura decides to help Chase, and she calls Milan and is like, this whole independent single mother thing where you owe nothing to Chase is not going to work. I did not love Allura in this moment. I like, don't help Chase. Like, Milan's fine. She can handle herself. But she warns her, like, here's the thing. Like, this isn't going to play out well. Chase is going to sue you for custody. He's going to outspend you, outlawyer you. And in the end, the two of you are just going to, like, hate each other and be embittered in this thing, like, while you're trying to be in the happiest moment of your life with a child. And she's like, let's work it out now before the baby comes. I am always pro, like, open line of communication. And Milan is like, I'm only doing it if you're going to be there as my legal counsel. And then I love this. She was like, he better be on his best behavior because the bitch is tired.
Amen. Yeah. But it also, at this point, I'm like, what is the point of Milan's character? Because, like, I love Tiana Taylor, and I'm like, what are we doing with this character?
I am unclear. I mean, what are we doing anything general at all on this show? Again, this is the episode where I was like, I have given as much grace as I am capable of giving. And now I'm getting angry.
Yeah, valid.
We are in Allura's office later that night. Chase is like, I want to help in any way that I can. Like, don't you see how nice I am? I'm wearing this clown evening wear.
It's from like an episode of Match Game in the 60s.
And I just love that she, like, doesn't give one single fuck. She's, like, on her phone doing other stuff and is like, I don't want you involved in my child's life at all. And then Chase is, you know, a fucking idiot and is like, it's a baby. This is exciting. It's supposed to be fun. She's like, you want fun? You're a fucking dumbass. And so she starts throwing shit at him. And she's like, I'm surprised you didn't catch it. Don't you play with balls for a living? And he's like, I'm a quarterback. We throw balls. Quarterbacks have to know how to catch the ball, too. Okay? Like, come on. She keeps hurling shit at him, and then of course Chase gets angry and it's like, I came here to offer you a shit ton of money, and she says, fuck your nice, fuck your money, that shit is nasty, it probably fucking smells like dirty dick and balls. Hell yeah, Milan.
I know.
Hell yeah. I just love how angry she is. I love how angry she is. I love that she is not letting him apologize, because again, one of the main things that has pissed me off about this episode is Allura is kind of like, all right, you know what, I'd rather like take the high road when all is said and done. And it's like, why?
She's dickmatized.
Yeah. Yes. It's true. It's true.
Our smartest women, we still get dickmatized. It's, but it's like, this man can't take the smoke. He can't, like, I'm thrilled that Milan has not taken the foot off his neck.
Somebody needs to. This man has gotten off too easy. And he's like, well, remember, you fucked your boss's husband, so, like, we're both bad people. And then this...
Oh, my God.
Made me so angry. I have to give credit to the cinematographer, because the way this is shot, it makes him look a lot smaller than he actually is.
It looks like a Kindle.
Men are people. It's not fair. I love that, baby. The men are people argument. Like,
men are people.
No, they're not. No, they're not.
They're not. And also, it's like, what is Chase gonna do with a child? Like, what is he actually gonna do with a baby?
Yeah, this whole thing pissed me off, because it's like, you didn't actually want a kid. You're just whatever.
Yeah, I wrote a note that I was like, the character motivation on the show is a moving target. Like, it's just just like, what is happening, like, with this character?
It's hard on the viewer. Ryan Murphy. And then, of course, he's like, and guess who's going to be my lawyer? Carr. So great. We're starting we just got out of that whole situation with Allura and the divorce, and now we're starting this back up again. Allura shows up at the wake and is like,
fit. I love it.
I know. Her feathered collar, boobs looking great. Now all the women are together. We are brainstorming. We are trying to solve the problem together of the fact that the dead body is still upstairs. I don't know how people are eating and drinking in this home, knowing that there is dead body in the air. I don't know.
Like, if there was a food inspector, they would come to this house and give it a negative F. Like, a G and H? Like, I don't know. Like, for there to be a dead body? Like, if this was a restaurant, like, they would not be open with a dead body, let alone a dead rat. Like,
no, exactly. And Emerald is like, well, if we all go up together, like, maybe we can convince her. And then Liberty is like, I just don't have much confidence in the teamwork right now.
Oh my God.
Liberty, something's going on with her. She's in
her feelings about something.
I don't know. Maybe something's going on with that annoying...
Dr. Reggie.
What is her... Dr. Reggie. Maybe she's also pissed off about the fact that her fiance doesn't seem to have any reason for being on this television show.
No, but someone reminded me when I was looking online, there's a shot in one of the trailers of someone in handcuffs. And I was like reading, I was like, what if it's Liberty in the handcuffs in the last 2 episodes? Because that's a shot we haven't seen yet.
Oh, interesting. Oh,
yeah. There's like a peach like blazer, and you see 2 hands in handcuffs that we haven't seen yet.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
Fascinating. Okay. We will find out. So Emerald is finally, I don't know, poor Emerald. She always has to be the voice of reason.
I know. Mediating.
Every single time. Like, we put too much on this woman. She always has to be the one to be like, everybody put aside your fucking bullshit. Stop vying for teacher's pet. And, like, Dina's attention. Like, we all have to go upstairs. We go upstairs, and Dina is still in her scrapbook moment. She's still deep in the scrapbooks. So she's reading, like, old press clippings about Doug more. Of course, we have
the PA that had to write this like fake article.
I know. The PA who had to write this fake article, his name is ChatGPT. But
yeah, his first major film, Blue Valley. Up-and-coming actor Craig Green in the lead role, a gamble that paid off in spades.
Yeah, this is absolutely hilarious. Also, incredibly young headshot of Ed O'Neill.
Oh, wait, a tense, character-driven thriller about a drifter who stumbles upon a corrupt town with deep secrets.
That's really funny. Do you think Blue Valley was supposed to, they were like, something like Blue Velvet, but change it.
Maybe he was like a David Lynch type.
Then we get, like, props to props, like, I have to say, I love this because they clearly took actual old pictures of Glenn Close and Ed O'Neill, and, like, I love when they do this in movies. You know that they actually had to, like, find an actual older picture of Glenn Close and, like, manipulate it. I just think it's so fun. Okay, so now we get this shot, like, Marmee and her daughters in Little Women. Emerald, because she's always the one that solves the problems, is like, my son, who is a physics genius, was talking about energy this and quantum that. And the thing that makes us alive is energy, and energy does not get destroyed. It just moves on. This is actually really beautiful and poignant.
I love that. Yeah.
Yeah, I really, really like this a lot. And she's like, this body is not him. His energy has gone somewhere else. And then, like, I was like, we don't need a speech from Allura as well. Like, that one was more than sufficient. But then Allura comes in to be like, you keep him by holding on to the love, the memories. It's like, okay, fine, whatever. And then, so the girls give Dina some time. They head to her study. And Allura's like, maybe letting Chase go is wrong because, like, I'm just afraid of being hurt. And, like, if I were in the room, if this were my friend and colleague and she said that, I would probably slap her across the face and be like, so what are you talking about? Like, we just got through that horrible, messy divorce.
This is very Carrie coded. Like, Doug, I'm so sad. Doug is dead. I can't believe it. Big's moving to Paris. Like,
yeah. It's very Carrie, where, like, the three other women are like, I'm sorry, what now? Like, I'm gonna have to support you through what bad decision you're about to make? And of course, Carr chimes in and is like, well, to be fair, you're not gonna get somebody better at your age than Chase. And everybody yells at her. And she's like, what? Dina enters the study and has decided that she
in her finest like, floral collar.
Yes, in her finest Elizabethan collar, she has decided that it is finally time to call the coroner and to put that soggy body in a bag and to burn that mattress. But as they're zipping up the body bag, she's like, oh, I gotta get one last kiss.
I know.
I can only imagine what the people who picked up that body thought when they realized that it had been, like, marinating under a blanket.
I know. 4 days. I can't imagine. There's also, like, there's a crazy shot of her going down the spiral staircase. I was like, how many floors is this spiral staircase that she was walking down? But I just can't. What are they doing for the death certificate here? And things like that. Like, what are the logistics of this? Yeah,
they don't know what the time of death is, because it was 4 days ago. We get this iconic shot that we saw in the trailer of the whole series of the women standing behind Dina while the body is wheeled away. And then Allura decides to make a terrible fucking decision because witnessing someone else's grief, I don't know, made something weird happen in her brain. And she goes and sees Chase. They start hooking up. They start having...
Unfortunately, I'm powerless against two hot people fucking. Again, I was like...
Same. Same. I was about to say they start having undeniably hot sex.
Yeah. Like, this angle is like her hair.
I know. It can't be avoided. He's trying to get her to say that she loves him during sex. She doesn't say it, but he says it a bunch of times.
I know.
Next morning.
All right. My tinfoil hat for my second theory of the episode.
Oh, go ahead.
I think this is how Allura's going to get pregnant.
Oh. You're probably right. You're probably right.
Yeah.
You're probably right. Oh my God. Oh boy, that's going to complicate things. You're definitely probably right.
Yeah, because we have 2 episodes left. So I'm like,
also, I think he's making eggs now. Maybe that's omelets. Omelets have been a running theme.
Eggs.
Throughout the episode.
Are you talking about their eggs, the status of the eggs? Like, you know.
Yeah. Oh boy. Oh God, you're probably right. Chase is cooking breakfast al fresco because life is not fair and some people get to live in places where their kitchen is outside.
I know.
Allura comes down and he's like, why did you come over here? And she was like, human urges, sue me. LOL. And then she says, maybe I'm a sucker for a dad who sticks up for his kid. And I'm like, boo. Boo. The way he behaved.
Milan?
Yeah, what about Milan? And then we start quoting the preamble to the Declaration of Independence. Because why the fuck not? Because we haven't suffered enough in this episode. So why not? Let's schoolhouse rock this shit out at the end.
And if anything gets you in the mood is a founding fathers. Like, you know.
So then Chase is like, why don't we give this one more go? And Allura looks up to the heavens. And the episode ends. I said it at the beginning. I'll say it again. This episode pissed me the fuck off. Why did we do the whole previous several episodes if we were just going to get these two back together? What was the point? What's going on between Carr and Liberty? I don't understand it. Why was Dina sleeping next to a dead body? This episode really pissed me off.
Okay, Allura, here's what I'll say, at least in her defense, and her fanny flutters, as they call them on Love Island. They're like, oh, you've got fanny flutters? Is like what they say when like they're like turned on. Okay, what smartest female friend among us like has not been like unfortunately like gone back to their toxic ex? And it's like, true. Unfortunately, it's like, we kind of knew this was like written in the stars a bit. We've also like not introduced like any other man on the show. So it was like, well, this was like a matter of time. So I do wonder where we're going here. But 2 plot lines I think we have fully dropped off of that I need to see resolved, like that were not mentioned in this episode. What happened with the man who was murdered? We had the cops come in.
Yeah, so great question.
How is that getting resolved? And 2, again, the prenup and Reggie, I think like that is something that like is about to explode in 8 and 9.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We'll see. So next week is the finale. It is 2 episodes. And we will be back next week recapping that. And we will see where this goes. We are getting another season. So
I know.
We'll see how this wraps up and like what things they leave untied at the end. This was the weirdest episode in a collection of extremely weird episodes. Please leave your thoughts and comments below. We would love to yap with you. If you are enjoying yourself, you can find us on TikTok. You can find us on Instagram. Tell your friends. Share it around. We love you, and we will be back next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.